Yo, I just published announcing Strike Africa. Let's go. I published the blog on our blog, of course, where all of our blogs live at strike.me/blog. So if you're a blog reader, definitely check it out. It's a good read. It's got a lot of detail in there. However, as you guys know, anytime we announce something, you will hear directly from me in presentation form, and that is our commitment as a company and my commitment personally to transparency and the dialogue that we want to have with you, most importantly, so that we can hear directly from you in the form of feedback. So you can tell I'm a little bit excited. Without further ado, let's dig into Strike Africa. Africa becomes our first region outside of the United States of America to get our full suite of products and services. I'm talking about mobile money integration. I'm talking about local bank transfers. I'm talking about everything that Strike has to offer integrated into the African region. Huge deal. Also, I think it's worth noting, if you're not in Africa, if you're not in the United States of America, you're not in a region where you get our full suite of products and services just yet, at least I think, in my opinion, you guys can start to see the vision and the mission of this company. At Strike, we want to be one of the best in the world at Bitcoin, period. We want to be one of the best in the world at letting you buy Bitcoin, sell Bitcoin, store Bitcoin, move Bitcoin, use Bitcoin for cross-currency payments, use Bitcoin in Nostr, power your company's Bitcoin infrastructure, Bitcoin for businesses, Bitcoin for payment processing, Bitcoin, period, one of the best in the world. We believe in our hearts, this is the left side of my chest over here, we wholeheartedly believe that in order for us to achieve that, we have to be a global company. We have to find a way to get our services available and accessible in as many markets as we possibly can. We think that Bitcoin, a lot of its potential comes from the fact that it is global money. It is accessible to all. It is property rights for everyone. It doesn't know any borders. It is open, public, global, digital money infrastructure for all us humans. And so our job as a Bitcoin financial services provider that wants to be one of the best in the game is to get as global as we possibly can. And so you can really start to see where this is going. We got Strike US, now Strike Africa, now Strike Europe, maybe Strike UK, Strike Latin America. Maybe I'm talking too much. Maybe that's what I'm going to say in about a month. But you can see where this is going. Huge milestone for us. In many ways, I overestimated how truly difficult it is to launch Bitcoin financial services all over the world with the local banking integrations, with the local mobile money, with the whole nine. And we've put in so much work. Shout out to the Strike team. Thank all of you who are watching. Thank you guys for being patient with me and with us. And man, I'm pumped. So with that, I'm still on slide one. We got to get moving. What is Strike Africa today? What is live today? Is it the whole continent? No, not yet. Because you got to start somewhere, right? So what is that somewhere? You're looking at it. Our full suite of services, mobile money, local banking integrations, the whole nine, are live in the following countries in Africa: Gabon, the Ivory Coast, Kenya, Malawi, Nigeria, South Africa, Uganda, and Zambia. That is what you can see colored in here. The deep coloring are those countries. Now, what are the kind of shaded in countries that you're seeing on this slide? Those we are live. You can search in your local app store for Strike. You can download it. It is not the full suite of services. It's primarily missing the on and off ramps, the local banking integrations, the mobile money. That's what it's primarily missing. But it's still Bitcoin Lightning Wallet. You can still buy Bitcoin with your debit card. And then obviously the gray markets, we're not live at all. No version of Strike is accessible there. Now, you guys know me. If I have anything to do about it before I die, this will be fully colored in. But like I said, you got to start somewhere. You can see which markets will clearly be a fast follow, where we've already had a lot of progress and where we're partially present. And then you can see where today Strike Africa is starting. Huge, huge, huge. Now, if you zoom out a little bit, Strike as a whole, If it's colored in here, we are live. If it's deeply shaded in, I'm not an artist. I try my best here. You can clearly say the deeply shaded in is the United States of America and now a lot of Africa. That is where our full suite of services is live today. If it's kind of shaded in, we're getting there. We're focused on it. We will be there soon. That is our Bitcoin wallet, our Lightning wallet, and buying Bitcoin with a debit card. So you can see a lot of Latin America. You can see even Australia over there on the far right. And obviously, we're trying to get as global as possible. Like I just said, you can really start to see the vision come into place. After this, we may be launching Strike. Yeah, it starts with an E, ends with an E, rhymes with syrup. So it's all coming together. Really, really excited. But today is about Africa. Honestly, the fact that Africa is the first region outside of the United States for us, it feels poetic in many ways. The timing is really remarkable. It feels meant to be. It really does. It's a cool day for all of us at Strike, for now the customers that we're seeing onboarding as I'm recording this. Just powerful, just awesome. So with that, let's dig in. Why Africa? Why, of all the places in the world, after my home country of the United States, did we choose to launch Strike Africa? Well, I'm talking to Bitcoiners, so you guys know, right? Two primary reasons. One, the unbelievable inflation that continent is going through. Incredible. So Nigeria, which is Africa's largest economy, 230% of the Naira's value has been lost in the last year. It's hard to even comprehend, to be totally honest. It's insane. It's insane. The level of inflation that this continent is going through, and a lot of these countries in specific, is out of this world. And you're seeing it, obviously, in our industry. The amount of demand for Bitcoin and the demand for Tether is through the roof. So any region of the world that's going through levels of inflation like this that needs a hard money that's fair, that's distributed, they need digital property rights and ability to custody their own currency, an ability to subscribe to a monetary policy that they know will not change. I mean, we want to be there as fast as possible. The other one is also fairly obvious. Remittance. Cross-currency and cross-border payments in this region is miserable. In fact, Africa ranks as one of the highest in the world for the cost of doing cross-border payments. If you can look at the graph on the left there, it's way up there. You're talking about double-digit percentages to do a cross-currency payment, not only from the U.S. into Nigeria or from Nigeria into the U.S., for example, but within the region itself, from Ghana to Nigeria, from Ghana to South Africa. Really, really, really expensive. And so those two reasons, or even one of those reasons, is enough for me to do everything I can to get into that region as fast as we possibly can. More efficient, better payments. The fact that we can move a physical good over the internet instantly and for free, we should be able to bring these prices way down, and making sure that a Bitcoin-focused company gives ethical, principled, beautiful tools to people that are going through that level of inflation. That's our why. I don't think we need to even explain any further. The last thing I wanted to say on us bringing our full suite of products and services into Africa is Bitcoin, not shitcoin. As you guys hopefully know, but in case you don't, Strike is a Bitcoin-only company. I am a Bitcoin maximalist or Bitcoin minimalist or whatever name that someone wants to prescribe me. I believe Bitcoin is the true innovation, is the true one global money, is the true product that we as a company need to build tools and services and regulation and local banking relationships in order to make accessible to the planet. That's what I believe. That's what we believe as a company. We do not list other shit coins. We do not focus on anything else. This level of focus is what allows us to have more Bitcoin features, better pricing, move faster, all of this. While other companies are working on Dogecoin, while other companies are working on their own blockchain, we're always working on Bitcoin. And for Africa in particular, I think this is huge. I'm so excited about it. When we're talking to these customers who are now customers today in Africa, we're doing customer interviews, we're doing customer research. I mean, Sam Bankman-Fried really fucked this region up. I mean, it was so sad to learn about just the setback, I guess, I'll put it politely, that FTX had through Africa and our industry. And then even Binance, Coinbase. Listen, it's a free market. Companies can do and launch and serve whatever they want to do. But to have all sorts of thousands of shitcoins and leverage trading and charts and graphs and yield all in your face, that could not be less of what we are about and what I'm about. We build beautiful, simple, easy, accessible tools for Bitcoin, period. We focus on being a money app. We think Bitcoin is money. We focus on payments, ease of use, accessibility, product market fit use cases. We do not think of Bitcoin as part of a new speculative industry that we would ever list. I mean, what is that? Pow to call? Is that a doggy paw in the background on Coinbase? You had got to be out of your mind if you ever think I would think about something like that. And so the fact that we can bring that into Africa, I'm pumped. Listen, if Pow to call is your flavor of tea or oh my God network, go for it. But if you want to get out of the Naira, if you want Tether, you want Bitcoin, and you want a company that's going to focus and do it incredibly well, that's why we're in Africa. So let's break it down. I'm pumped up. When we launch in a new region, there's more than meets the eye. Let me tell you that. We have a network of products, right? I had explained a few times at this point. We do a lot of Bitcoin and we do a lot of it well. So when we launch a new region, it's more than just an app. Okay, so we want to really, I want to really break all of this down for you guys. And there's a lot of a punch that we're packing in the app that now our supported regions in Africa can download. So let's get into it. As I just mentioned, I just like this slide to juxtaposition what you just saw. There's no yield in your face here. There's no shitcoins in your face here. There's no trading screens in your face here. It's a money app. It's a money app that allows you to buy Tether, to buy Bitcoin, to do payments, to use these protocols. It is super simple. It is super easy. It's like a global Venmo or a global Cash App. It's super, super powerful. Okay, what comes with the Strike Africa app? You can buy and sell Tether with Strike. In these African markets, demand for Tether is through the roof. It was insane doing customer interviews, customer research, understanding where the true demand is for Tether globally, and within Africa, understanding their priorities and their needs. If you have Naira and you want to buy Tether, you can now buy it on Strike with mobile money, with your local bank account, all of the popular local supported payment methods. You can take your local currency that you don't want anymore, and we will sell you Tether, no problem. Of course, we will also sell you Bitcoin. If you want to initially buy Tether and then turn on a DCA so that you're averaging into Bitcoin, if you want to go straight from the Naira into Bitcoin, whatever you want to do, you can do it on Strike. You can get into Tether, into Bitcoin, into Tether, into Bitcoin, out of Bitcoin, the whole nine. Buy and sell Bitcoin, buy and sell Tether. Those are monster features for this region. We're super pumped. We make it really easy. All the local payment methods supported. Very exciting. Oh, my big head's always getting in the way of these presentations. Free on-chain payments. So our wallet, the Strike app in Africa comes with all of our features and services. So Strike comes with an on-chain Bitcoin wallet, and we support free on-chain payments. If you want to move Bitcoin on the Bitcoin blockchain, we offer a service where we'll do it for you for free. Boom. Lightning wallet. This is going to be an important theme for the rest of these bullets. All of the payments that you send and receive on Strike, if you're in Africa, you can use your Bitcoin or your Tether. If you want to make a Lightning payment with Tether, you can. If you want to receive a Lightning payment as Tether, you can. So if you're someone in Africa that holds a lot of Tether, because that's just where you are in your life, you got a little DCA going into Bitcoin, but right now what you need for stability and what you need, because that's what you want, is Tether. You can use that Tether over the Bitcoin Lightning Network on Strike. I think that's pretty cool. Maybe not so humbly. That's just my opinion. Lightning address. Every single person on Strike gets a Lightning address. People can send to that Lightning address. You can pay it to other Lightning addresses. Once again, you can send to Lightning addresses with your Tether or with your Bitcoin. You can receive to your Lightning address as Bitcoin or as Tether. So if you're someone in Africa that wants to receive donations, you want to post a QR code and say, hey, Bitcoin community, please donate to me, and you want to receive all of those donations as Tether over the Lightning Network, you absolutely can to your Lightning address. So here, if you go in your settings, any single payment on the app, if it's an on-chain payment, if it's to your Lightning address, if it's a Lightning Network payment, if it's a P2P payment from another Strike user, you can receive it as Bitcoin or as Tether. If you go into your settings, you can set this. So we call it cash if you want to receive it. So as dollars, as euros, as Tether, or as Bitcoin, as sats. You get to choose. Really, really cool feature, especially in these regions like Africa where Tether is in such demand. Maybe they want to receive their payments over the Lightning Network as USDT and not always as sats. Incredible. I love this feature. We know in our beta testing, customers love this feature as well. P2P. Now, as we go more global, Strike is building a very powerful network all over the world, right? Every single Strike user can P2P each other with Bitcoin or with their local currency. So you can I have US dollars on my Strike app. If I were to send those US dollars P2P to someone in South Africa, it would be received as Tether if that was the setting they set. If they want to receive that payment as Bitcoin, it would take my dollars, flip it into BTC, and send it to South Africa. Or you can imagine when we launched Strike Europe, dollars to euros, euros to pounds, pounds to Tether in Nigeria. Really, really powerful, really, really cool. Our in-app Lightning shopping. We have a native integration and a partnership with Bitrefill. This is so cool. Inside of your Strike app, you can go shopping over the Lightning Network. And when you check out, it's natively integrated. You don't need to click a bunch of buttons. You pick what you want, you check out, and Strike will ask you, do you want to spend your Tether or your Bitcoin over the Lightning Network? So if you are in Africa and you are building a balance in Strike of Tether and of Bitcoin, you can take that balance and turn it into real goods and services inside of the app via our partnership with Bitrefill. And the experience is as such where we will move whichever balance you want over the Lightning Network. Again, if you want to hold Tether and use Tether, we'll let you use it over the Lightning Network. It is so cool. And this integration allows your balance in Strike to actually be available for purchase of real goods and services. Cross-border payments. The best thing about building on Bitcoin, as I've said, is open digital public infrastructure for the world. The hardest part for us in launching new regions is actually the local regulation, is the local banking relationships, is the local compliance, right? That's the difficult part. What is the easiest part is the Bitcoin software, is our Lightning Network integrations, because our cross-currency payments work with the snap of a finger. As long as we're able to offer them to you, they work everywhere in the world because Lightning is one universal open value transfer protocol, right? So everyone in Africa, when you download Strike and you open it up, you get access to our cross-currency payments. So now, if you want to send money from Nigeria to Ghana, from Ghana to Argentina, whatever you want to do, it's in there, it's in the app, it's far cheaper, it's instant, it's incredible experience. And so that comes with the Strike app in Africa. And last but not least, you can cash out anytime. This is super important. Strike is highly liquid in all of the major on and off ramps. If you have a lot of Tether and a lot of Bitcoin on Strike, but you need to cash out to local currency to go to the grocery store, anytime you can do that. You can sell your Bitcoin, you can sell your Tether for local currency, and then it'll go right to your bank account. It'll go right to your mobile money account, and then you can proceed to go and use that, right? So Strike acts as a digital mobile money app for your Tether, for your Bitcoin, gives you all of the features, all of the services, shopping, moving different currencies over the Lightning Network, free on-chain payments. And then at any point, if you need to cash out to live your life, you absolutely can. You absolutely can. Boom, we're packing quite a punch with this app. I'm super, super excited. If anyone in Africa has any feedback for me on this app, please let me know. Now, is this the only thing that's launching? No. Real quick, what are you looking at right here? This is our business dashboard. So not even in Africa, even in the US with the recent price rise, we've been serving more and more businesses that are like baby Michael Saylors. They want to get Bitcoin on their balance sheet, and I love it, of course. And we serve businesses on Strike. This is the Strike dashboard. As a business, you can come to us, you can buy Bitcoin, and in Africa, you can come to us, you could buy Tether. So if you're a business in Africa, or in the United States, I guess, but if you're a business in Africa, and you want to buy Tether with your local currency, you want to buy Bitcoin with your local currency, you want access to this dashboard, which allows you to store and trade between the two and all sorts of other features and fun things, let us know. Strike for Businesses is now available in Africa. Next, our API. If you are a developer, let's say you're a developer in the United States that wants to build Bitcoin-focused tools or have a lot of the features I just walked through to serve customers in Africa, you can open a Strike API account, get an API key, and start building. If you are a developer in Africa that wants to build local tools for your community, but then also build tools that cashes out to an American bank account using our infrastructure, build tools for folks outside of Africa using Bitcoin and Lightning, you can. Open a Strike API account, get a Strike API key, and start building. My favorite Strike API story is Primal, the Nostr client. Primal uses us for their Lightning infrastructure, their Bitcoin infrastructure, for compliance, for on and off ramps, for swapping between local currency and Bitcoin. And we love it. I love Nostr. I love Primal. It's incredible. Primal, if they want, now gets access to all of our Africa infrastructure. If Primal wanted to, inside of the Nostr client, allow local African supported markets to on-ramp with mobile money into Nostr, great. We can support that through the Strike API. If Primal wanted their Nostr client to be able to cash out the sats that they've been zapped to local mobile money African markets, great. We can support that. So as a Strike API customer, you get access to all the infrastructure that we're able to achieve and obtain. Why did I make that decision? Sounds like I'm competing against myself. No. My thesis is it is so hard to go around the world and do the necessary regulatory, compliance, security, local banking relationships, integration, partnerships. It is so difficult. And as a Bitcoin-focused company, if we tried to do everything, we'd be good at nothing. You can see where when it comes to our consumer app, you can see where our focus is, right? But there's also gaming. There's also Nostr. There's also internet tipping. There's all sorts of stuff. And I came to the conclusion that the best thing for adoption, the best thing for Strike, the best thing for us all is making our infrastructure available to you guys. Seriously. I mean, if we all can build whatever we want, let your imagination run wild, that's what's best. There's in no way, we're way too early for this to be competitive. So everything that you see in Strike, we can make available to you. Just let us know. Primal's a great example. We have dozens of customers at this point that use us for Lightning payments, cross-border payments, internet tipping, whatever you guys want. Let us know. It's pretty awesome. And obviously, as we expand to more regions, we launched Europe, UK, Latin America. The infrastructure just keeps compounding on itself. It gets more and more powerful. I think we're going to achieve more and more things together collectively. It's going to be really, really exciting. Okay, last but not least, private. You guys know I run this division of Strike internally, more or less on my own. I just love if someone calls me and says, Jack, I need your help. I got this large order, or there's always certain nuanced circumstances that I need a white glove service. I need your help personally to whatever it is, buy a large amount of Bitcoin, move a large amount of capital. We've had a customer that, they're a U.S. company, but they have a division in Africa. They have a division, let's say, in Nigeria, and they're generating revenue in Naira, and they need to get that Naira back into the United States, and they're having a tough time. I'm here to help. There's no limits, obviously safe and secure, custom pricing. The pricing you see on our website, if you call me and you got large volume, large order, you need help, throw that pricing out of the window. I will always do the best I can for as cheap as possible to try and solve your problem. So email private@strike.me, and this is now live in Africa. If you are in Africa and you have a large amount of local currency that you need to buy Tether, if you're in Africa, you have a large amount of local currency, you need to buy Bitcoin. Or if you're in Africa, you're a U.S. Domiciled business, but you have an African division and you need help repatriating revenue back out of Africa and into the United States, for example, let us know. I'm here to help. I will do everything I can to help. The fact that I can help is just energizing me right now. I'm so pumped about it. I've heard so many customer stories about what's going on in a lot of these markets, and the fact that I can help, I'll do everything I can to help. So private@strike.me. Okay, lastly, on our rollout, ambassador program, what's our go-to-market? How are we going to tell people about Strike? How are we going to get people to say, oh, Binance has been interesting, but this Strike thing seems to really, really be more up my alley. How are we going to achieve that? I'm going to put up a billboard in Nigeria? No, of course not. I don't think that's going to be very useful or helpful at all. we're putting together an ambassador program. It's still very early innings, but we're starting to onboard some ambassadors. Here's my message to you. If you are in Africa and you are a Bitcoiner that focuses on Bitcoin only, that understands the Lightning Network, and that knows me and what my company is trying to achieve here, let us know. We want to fund you. We want to pay you to Orange Pill, to get people off of Binance and onto Strike. In my opinion, that's the best way of marketing organic word of mouth. If you want to be a Strike ambassador, because guys, I'll never know the local markets of Africa better than you. In the same way that I wouldn't expect you to know what it's like in the streets of Chicago better than me. And it's pointless for me to lie to myself and think otherwise. So if you want to be a Strike ambassador and be on our team, just reach out to me. It's still very early for us as we're figuring this out, but we're going to treat you really, really well, and we're super, super interested what it would take for us to support you in onboarding people in Africa onto Bitcoin focus, Bitcoin only, the Lightning Network, the whole nine.